What is your weirdest experience while going to the gym? I was on the treadmill waiting for the only squat rack to open up. A guy was holding it up talking to some other guy, and they talked for like 15 minutes. I was about to ask if I could work in, and then they started praying. Other guy put his head down, and squat guy put his hands on other guy's shoulders and started praying and doing that loud huffing between sentences Southern Baptist preachers do. And then another guy walked up to get in on the action. At the loaded squat rack, I just went and worked my legs on the machines. Lord, bless these gains we are about to receive. I was leaving the other day for the showers and a girl, maybe 21, never spoken to her before, comes off the treadmill to speak to me and the following conversation ensued. Her, are you going back to your car? Me, yes. Her, are you parked at the one you have to pay for? Me, you have to pay for all of them. Her, is it the one outside? Not multi-stories. Me, there's 4 that are outside. Her, is it far? Me, explained the location to try and progress the conversation to a conclusion. Her, okay then, don't worry. Me, bye. No context, no nothing. To this day I can't figure out what her angle was, but it was very weird. Edit, seems she was either flirting, getting stalked, or trying to find the driver she hit. I'll take those odds. She probably bumped sideswiped someone's car when she parked. I got literally flexed on. I saw a girl who I mistook as somebody I knew, went to say hi. She was cool about it, said it's happened before. Then a guy came over and said something going on here, and literally just flexed. I've never had a bad experience at the gym before, but this dude was above and beyond. Always see them together now. Dude must have some redeeming qualities about him. Maybe that was the first time they met and she immediately fell in love with him due to how hard he flexed his muscle. The harder you flex, the harder you rip ass. A woman who measures 2 meters lifts a dwarf as if he were a weight. I cannot make the jump. You'll have to toss me. Don't tell the elf. I hate to run, but run about a mile a day at a 10-mile pace before I go and do weights. Like, I hate it so much I wish for a heart attack to take me away at about minute 4. Any case, the treadmills at our gyms have big timers on them that are easy to read. I get on the treadmill one day and see that the guy beside me is running a 5k, a preset on the machine, and has been on for about 4 minutes. But he's going fast, like full out sprint. I punch in my 12 minutes, 10-minute mile plus 2-minute cool down, and start to run. We finish at the same time. Dude ran a 5k in about 16 minutes. Full on sprint the whole time. I was just kinda in a daze thinking about it for the rest of my workout. I ran a 5k once and saw a guy do this right in front of me. It was an out and back loop trail and I am just coming up on the halfway mark of the out portion and here this dude comes like a fucking freight train just steaming down the back portion full speed. My wife and I just looked at each other like what the fuck. Not really weird, but this huge guy was weightlifting at the gym I frequent and he farted, and it was the longest fart I've ever heard, like at least 30 seconds long. He couldn't stop giggling like a little girl, and then everyone else started laughing and clapping like he just performed a theater piece. It was surreal. I was on the treadmill once, had to fart, let a little bit go to see if they were gonna be noisy. I didn't hear anything so proceeded to fart my way through the rest of my cardio. Eventually it dawned on me I had headphones in. I remember a guy would spit and lick his hands before lifting weights or using machines and wouldn't clean it afterwards. Then even weirder, he would straight up moan like he was fucking while lifting the heavier weights. It was weird and gross. Someone sound the lunk alarm. Saw a guy on a stair climber wearing sunglasses and a leather jacket. Good to know the font still takes care of himself. I try. I go to the gym at lunch and my office is somewhat close to a good sized university, so some of the college students also gym there since it's cheap and close. One day I was at the gym with a work buddy. We were alternating sets on the butterfly machine which was right in front of a row of treadmills. There were a few folks on the treadmill, an older guy I'd say in his mid 50s and 2 college aged women 2 treadmills away from the older guy. They're wearing t-shirts and shorts of the local college. The women are running pretty hard, doing some interval work. After a few sets, the woman closest to the old guy lifts a shirt to wipe her forehead sweat off. She's not wearing anything underneath said shirt. The older guy looks over and notices this and promptly stumbles on the treadmill and shoots backward onto the floor about 5 feet. I am in the middle of my rep when this all happens and I can't stop laughing. My gym buddy turns around at all the noise of the guy falling over. The two women immediately run to the bathroom giggling. I still wonder if this was all some kind of prank or just an accident. Never saw those two at the gym again. Who the fuck runs without a bra? Straight up pain. A football team were training in the pool. As I approached it to swim laps, they began yelling out what they wanted to do to me. Gym staff immediately asked them to leave when their coach apologized to me and asked me to ask gym staff to reconsider their decision. I wouldn't. Good on the gym staff for jumping on that shit and double good on you for not letting it fly. Fuck em. The woman who was hanging out in the locker room in her underwear. She was there when I came in, and still there an hour later. Someone told me she was probably an IG model doing a selfie photo shoot. I'm pretty sure at the YMCA where I used to work there were old dudes who came just to be naked in the locker room. There was no sauna or steam room in the locker room. Just locker shanging area, bathroom, sinks, showers. It'd get there an hour or so before my shift. Lifeguarding, to work out. Old naked dude in the locker room. It'd finish my workout and go to shower and change into my lifeguard stuff. Same old naked dude still there. It'd go to the locker room to pee during my break. Still same old naked dude there. We'd be closing up and did have to go clear out any stragglers in the men's locker room. That old dude is finally putting his clothes on to leave. It was really fucking weird. A guy at a very nice luxury gym was not just dropping his squats. He was actively throwing them up and letting them drop 4+ feet to the safety rack, causing a ridiculously loud sound and a crash. When I asked him to stop, he was extremely aggressive and rude and said he had been a member for 10 years. Management ended up kicking him out about 10 minutes later. Sir, we've only been open 5 years. Sir, this is a Wendy's. NSFW. Moving to a new place. No friends nightlife. So went to the gym twice a day. One night I was closing the place down with a swim and was almost the last person in the building. Nobody in the locker room, but I could hear a shower on. Walked into the shower and assumed that some shat had just left it on. As I got closer though, I saw a shadow. I just went into the shower stall I was adjacent to. Men's shower, so no doors. There was a man there leaning hard against the wall with a hard-on out front and one hand reaching down behind his back. When I turned on my shower he froze, turned facing me in shock, and I watched a 10-inch dildo flop out of his butt and hang between his legs. He then proceeded to drop it and awkwardly try to kick it to the side so I wouldn't see it when he picked it up. I can't unsee it. I'm gonna assume that he never returned to the gym. Old man jerking off in the shower. I don't use open locker rooms anymore. Did he dry his ballsack and taint with the hairdryer afterwards? All while completely naked, making eye contact with everyone in the locker room? Because if so, I think we went to the same gym. Why is this such a thing? I have never seen the hairdryers being used for anything except geriatric ball drying. The gym might as well just start calling them ball dryers. I was running on the treadmill and there was this scruffy guy all hunched down like 3 treadmills away and he kept loudly muttering to himself, "You can do it. You got this," and making weird noises. He kept doing it for like 20 minutes. At first I was like annoyed cause he was rather loud and it was weird, but after about 10 minutes I distractedly started thinking to myself, I can do this. I got this. He was unintentionally inspiring to me. Similar to this, there's a guy at my gym who's older, maybe 50s, but seems to be in decent shape and is loud with his treadmill affirmations. However, his technique, he turns the treadmill up to about 12 miles per hour, supports his entire body weight on the rails, and then just flails his legs on the belt for about a minute or two. Then he steps off so his feet are on either side of the belt, towels himself off, gives off a few loud whews and AI rights and then leans right back onto the rails and flails those legs again onto the belt some more. He keeps this up for about an hour, and I think he's convinced that he could do a 3-hour treadmill marathon. I accidentally put my number code into another IARC that was beside mine. Botched the last number and the lock actually opened. 12347, that's the same as my luggage code. There's a regular at my gym who always gets stares. She's pretty much built like a stick and she's an older woman in her mid-50s. I've seen her a couple of times doing this workout. She literally spends no more than 30-45 seconds on each machine and does them with the worst form I've ever seen in my life as fast as she possibly can. For example, on the cable pull down, she'll pull the handle to her neck level, let it raise to about nose level and pull it down again. She'll do this move of about 3-4 inches of motion just as fast as she possibly can for about 30-45 seconds. Then she'll move as fast as she can to the leg press, which she'll fully extend her legs, and with her legs nearly extended she'll just bounce the weight over and over. At no point does she return anywhere close to the start position until she's done after another 30-45 seconds. Then she'll go to the treadmill or the rowing machine or something and do that with the worst possible form. After about 5 minutes, she's done and she'll quit and leave. There was a guy just like this at my gym. Way too much weight, and would only move the bar about 6 inches back and forth in a jerking, violent motion. Just shake my head and move on.